Okay, so the next video is going to be how to work with select statements. So working with select statements. So to work with select statements, quick one. The first one says display first name and last name in the employees table. So this type select first underscore name and then last name from employees like this. Then I'll click to execute. So once I execute, this command is just to display two columns from the table. The next one says display first name, last name, and full name. So we want to detect or check the first name, last name, and full name. Now, if you check this too, you realize that we don't have full name over here. So this involves what we call concatenation. So let's go select first name, last name, then open parenthesis, type first name, addition single quotes, addition, then last name as full name. So I will just highlight, then I'll click on execute like this. So once I execute, I have all the results or the information here. So I concatenate. When we say concatenate means you are combining two characters together. Now, the next thing is, after looking at this, we want to look at what we call before we come to the workflow, let's look at what we call the top, right? So top is for displaying a required set of records. So here we want to know, it says display the first three records in employees table like that. So I'll just go select top three, that are asterisk from the table which is employees. So if I highlight and then I execute, you realize that only three records are displayed. So having done this, then let's look at what you call the where clause. Now the where is for filtering select statements, right? So for filtering select statements, so I'll just go select. Let's say we want to know the first name, the last name, and the last one salary, for employees with ID, employee whose ID is 5, right? So you go where employee ID equal to number 5, then your semicolon, then you highlight this, then you execute. The next one, we want to know the we want to use let's say we want to find out the employees whose first name begins with a character, right? So that is using the like. So let's go. So we just type select star from employees where, let's bring it down, where first name like. So the first name, let's say the first name starts with letter O. So O, then you bring your percentage sign like this. Then you execute. So only Ofosu first name starts with letter O. Let's say for someone whose first name ends with a character. So employees where first name like, then you bring your single quotes, the percentage sign, and then the character. So let's say it ends with letter U like this. Then I'll highlight, then I'll execute. Then you see it's still Ofosu because Ofosu's first name ends with letter U. Let's say for someone whose first name contains letter R, right? So first name contains letter R. So select star from employees where first name like single quotes. So R. So like this, so you could see all those whose first name contains R, Alberta, Derek, and then Mary, right? So that is, so let me label them. This is contains a letter. Begins with a letter. Ends with a letter. So here, after seeing it, then the next one is using in operator. So the in operator is for accepting multiple values. So let's say, let's add employee ID to it. So select employee ID, first name. Let me check my select. First name. And last name for. So from employees. So for employees who's with employee with IDs 1, 3, and 5, right? So that is what the in operator is about. So I'll type in because we are looking for multiple people. So 1, 3, and then 5, like this. Then we highlight. Then we execute. So it will give us records for 3 people. Now this command, we want to apply arithmetic operator, right, in our select statement. So we are going to display employee ID, first name, last name, salary, and annual salary for employee with ID 5 and 1, right? And then in descending order by their IDs. So employee ID first name, last name, salary, then your salary times 12 as annual salary, then from employees, like where employee ID in 1 and then 5. Then we say in descending order, so order by employee ID DSC. When you make it ASC, it means ascending order, right? ASC means ascending, but in descending order, they have to make it DEC. So we'll highlight, then execute, and then we'll have our results together with the annual salary. Okay, so the next video will still continue with the select statement, some other tricks that we have in the select statement.